Welcome to Fresh Movie Recaps. Today we are going to recap the 2020 movie, The Killer, A Girl Who Deserves to Die. Stay warned, spoilers ahead. Our video opens with Yu Haikong, a retired assassin who has settled into a peaceful life with his wife, Hyen Soo, working in real estate. One day, Hyen Soo informs him that she is going on a holiday with her best friend and asks him to look after her friend's 17-year-old daughter, Kim. When Hyen Soo reveals that Kim will be staying in their house for 3 weeks, he initially hesitates but eventually agrees after she promises they'll have a good time together upon her return. After dropping his wife and her best friend at the airport during the day, he picks up Kim later that night after her trip. She finds him asleep in the car and teasingly asks if he's her babysitter. Once in the car, Kim asks if her friend can join her, and they request to stop by Hongik University to buy some books, which he reluctantly agrees to. As they drive, Kim asks to stay at a friend's house, much to his relief, and he agrees. Before she leaves, he pretends to give her extra money by slipping it into her wallet, but secretly adds a tracking device to monitor her movements. He drops the girls off and heads home, reminding Kim to stay at her friend's house for a few days. Later at home, he is awakened by a panicked call from Kim, who claims her stomach hurts and urgently asks for help. He rushes to find her, only to realize she faked being sick just to get him to pick her up. Shortly after, she receives a text message and tells him to head home without her, promising to meet him there later. While driving home, he notices Kim riding off on a bike with several others. Initially, he continues on his way, but after receiving a text from his wife asking how Kim is doing and how they're getting along, he changes his mind and decides to track her using the device he had earlier placed in her wallet. He eventually finds Kim being threatened by a group of gangsters led by Sung Yun. When they refuse to let her go, he fights them off and takes Kim back home. The following morning, he pretends to be asleep to avoid Kim's probing questions about his age, his work, and why he doesn't have children. The next evening, while driving home with Kim, they pass the spot where he fought the gangsters. They are stopped by Detective Lee Young, who informs him of a murder investigation at the location. The detective asks if they often use that route or saw anything suspicious, but he calmly replies that it's just a shortcut to his home. The detective lets them go, and they drive off. The following morning, Detective Lee visits him, suspecting his involvement in a murder. He presents CCTV footage showing his car on the same street at the time of the crime, as well as a photo of Kim on a motorbike with the gang members who were later found dead. Detective Lee questions him about the girl in his car, noting he has no children. He explains that she is the daughter of his wife's friend, whom he was asked to look after during their vacation. He then dismisses the detective, advising him to return only if he has more concrete evidence. Later, Sung Yun calls Kim's phone, but he intercepts the call. Sung Yun demands a meeting, threatening to hand over the murder weapon, a knife with his fingerprints on it, to the police if he doesn't show up. Using the tracker he placed in Kim's wallet, he finds the meeting spot. At the location, he showcases exceptional martial arts skills, battling and defeating a Russian assassin named Yuri, a Spetsnaz-trained operative. He manages to recover the knife, but returns home to find that Kim has been kidnapped. Tracking her to an apartment, he fights his way through numerous gang members. He confronts Sung Yun, mortally wounding her after extracting information about a human trafficking ring connected to the Russian mafia. She reveals that someone specifically requested Kim. Before dying, she directs him to a hotel tied to the operation. At the hotel, he fights and kills several gang members. finds Yuri to be a much tougher adversary. During their intense battle, Yuri confidently reveals that Kim is being held at the Irina cargo terminal at the port, scheduled for 8 a.m. He escapes the fight by zip-lining out of the building, landing on a car parked outside. Detective Lee, already on the scene to arrest him, accuses him of being more than a witness. He insists he's not a suspect, just someone trying to help. When Lee approaches to handcuff him, he overpowers the detective and forces him into the car. Together, they head to the port to rescue Kim. At the port, he spots a car being loaded into a container with several girls trapped inside. He then notices Kim in another van about to be loaded into a container. Without hesitation, he drives straight into the scene, knocking the van down and neutralizing the fighters inside to rescue her. After saving Kim, he uses a phone from one of the victims to call Detective Lee, only to discover that Lee is a dirty cop working for the very organization he has been targeting. They strike a deal. Lee will clean up the mess and ensure his involvement remains hidden. As the police arrive, he pretends to be a victim and is taken away by ambulance. Later, Detective Lee visits him in the hospital, revealing that Kim was intended to be delivered to Park Hyung-ju, a man connected to the Russian mafia and extremely dangerous. Lee also discloses that a high-ranking judge specifically requested Kim, and that Park works under someone called Pig Mama. Ui Kong asks Lee to gather more details on the judge while he sets out to confront Park. Using the information, he tracks down Park's location. He infiltrates the hideout, eliminating gang members, and interrogates Park. During the interrogation, Park receives a call from Pig Mama, who confirms the details for delivering the girls to the judge at a party, even sending an email with the location. After extracting the information, Ui Kong kills Park. He visits an old friend who provides him with a sniper rifle, assembling it together from separate parts. Meanwhile, Detective Lee informs him that Kim's stepmother is somehow involved and provides the judge's identity: Kim Young-hoon, a Supreme Court justice nominee. Ui Kong infiltrates the judge's mansion during the party, taking out several bodyguards with the sniper rifle. However, he is betrayed by Detective Lee, who turns him over to Judge Kim. The judge, poised to become Chief Justice, orders Lee to take care of him. While being led away under heavy guard, he seizes an opportunity, disarming Lee and triggering a chaotic battle. He kills Lee and the guards but is confronted by Yuri once again. After an intense firefight, Ui Kong emerges victorious, killing Yuri and the remaining bodyguards. Finally, Ui Kong confronts Judge Kim, who tries to bribe him with promises of money and solutions to cover up the crimes. However, Ui Kong kills him upon learning that Pig Mama is actually Kim's stepmother and currently on vacation with his wife in Jeju. The scene shifts to Jeju, where Pig Mama is with Ui Kong's wife. While his wife steps away to make a call, Ui Kong confronts Pig Mama in her car, demanding answers about why she involved his family. After getting the truth, he kills her. The story concludes with Ui Kong and Kim reuniting with his wife at the beach. bringing the saga to an emotional end. Thanks for watching.